Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm here with the special guest, Alonzo. And today, the episode or the interview, I should say, is going to be focused on a topic that is special to me. We're going to be talking about adoption, and we're going to be talking about adoption from the point of view from an adoptee. And so I have here with me Alonzo. Alonzo.
Hello, hello. Hello, listeners. Happy to be here. This is
Yeah.
uh this is super exciting. I'm actually a little nervous. I've been thinking about this all day. Uh,
Oh, really?
yeah. It's very rare that I get to be on someone else's platform and talking and sharing my views. I'm used to having people join me, so this is gonna be fun.
Well, maybe I can join the Twitch, here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Always, everybody is always welcome. So,
I know. I have Alonzo here with me. He's a dad of two. He's a gamer. He's a sports enthusiast and a certified sad boy.
mm, mm. And it fits so perfectly with the title that you gave me. I got a Drake title, Alonzo's Interlude. This is awesome. I love it. I see what you did there.
You
Don't
know
think that
what?
went under the radar.
Cups of the rose.
That
Oh.
was my shit.
I was like, this is very fitting for him. I'm gonna put that in the title. People are gonna be like, "Who the hell is Alonzo?" I'm like, "You
Quite
just gotta
literally.
listen. You gotta listen." Well, how are you today? Let's start with how are you?
Oh, I'm just peachy. I'm just enjoying the day, my off day. I had a rough week, so this is refreshing. Get to talk to a real person,
Yeah, I feel
especially
like.
with my family being away.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's been a lonely month. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty exciting, like when it first was happening, because it's like, oh yeah, I get to do all the stuff that I used to do, and I didn't.
Mm.
I didn't. Yeah, it was very eye-opening, and I think it was much needed actually, to make me realize how much I take for granted and how much I really do love my peeps. So,
Your family.
mhm.
Um. Well, I want to actually touch on the father aspect of your journey. But that is like your current and like present stage right now. But I want to start from the beginning of like how did your story begin? Was the process of finding out that you were adopted? Were you told? Did you like were you a part of the process? Like what did that look like for you?
So because I was so young, it really is hard to recall everything.
Mhm.
However, when I do tell people about like core memories that I have and like things that I do remember, they're really shocked that I remember them from such a young age. And I'm like, well, when you go through that kind of trauma at such a young age, yeah, certain things do tend to stick. So while I don't remember like every like finite detail, it's definitely something that like has always kind of shook me and has always like anything like circled around that area in my life. It definitely is one of the more vivid uh, memories that I can recall.
Do you feel comfortable like going into that process?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just have to ask because
Uh,
it is I feel like it's a very sensitive thing to talk about. Um uh yeah, it's very sensitive. Um I remember talking to you about this before. You said that you were adopted around the age of 3 or like the
mm,
process kind of began then. And you say like you can remember bits and pieces of your life
hmm
at the age of 3 because of the trauma that you experienced kind of before you were placed with your mom and then like
hmm
like the process like after. Could you go into that?
Yeah, like hmm. So the earliest memories that I do have are definitely at the orphanage. Um, and I don't remember exactly who was there because I don't have any pictures or anything like that that I can use to help jog my memory or recall. I literally just have to go off the dome from what I remember and what I've kept with me over the years. But I do remember that I had what I knew as siblings there. Of course, they probably weren't blood related, but I did look at them as brothers and sisters, and then whoever the head of the orphanage is, I don't know the proper term for it, but I would refer to her as mom and that kind of deal. So yeah, I vividly, or I don't vividly remember. I like can remember the orphanage and like somewhat of how the house was shaped, and that I shared a room, and it wasn't with like a bunch of people. It was like maybe like one or two other kids,
Okay.
and then there were multiple rooms. So from what I can remember, it was just like a regular kind of like house. It wasn't necessarily the biggest house, but it was a big enough place to house. I want to say maybe like 6 or 7 kids.
Okay. It was a house because I whenever people reference or yeah reference orphanages, I
Hmm.
I be thinking it's like this
Insane asylum. Yeah.
not insane.
That's the
But
picture.
a facility of sorts with like multiple rooms, and then like
Hmm.
maybe you might share a room with someone else. Um,
Also, didn't want to touch on that because I heard you mention it, and I was actually having this conversation with my aunt
mhm,
not too long ago about like how adoption shouldn't be such a touchy subject, and how
mhm,
um, people shouldn't be afraid to ask as long as the person is comfortable. Because it's for some people it's not as sensitive as one might think. But she was explaining to me, she provided a perspective that I wasn't necessarily I didn't actually see, and that's people of color
mhm.
usually do find asking about people's business in particular to be like to feel like they're overstepping or stuff like that, because
Yeah,
as a community we don't necessarily share. We're kind of like um,
keep
we're
it
trained
inside.
to, yeah, like keep it within the family, or yeah, keep it to yourself. That's your business. Don't pry into other people's business. So when people do ask me like my upbringing and I tell them I'm adopted, they're like, oh my gosh, oh, like I have cancer or something. But yeah, she just sent me this message, and I'm in my head, I'm like, is this my birth mother? Is it the person that ran the orphanage? Who is this? And I responded. Um, I kept it cordial. I was like, um, hey, oh wait, no, 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 I'm lying. That didn't happen yet. The first time she sent me that message, I ignored it because I didn't know what to do with my emotions. I was very confused. I was very like scatterbrained. I was
Mm,
like damn near hyperventilating when I read it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Up to the point where I just didn't respond. Uh,
mhm,
and then I guess a few months passed, and then she had messaged me again, and her biological son and daughter also added me,
mm,
and that's where I got really confused. And she had messaged me again, and I had responded, and I was very cordial. I was like, "Hey, I'm doing fine. I don't really know who you are, but and from what I can remember, I don't really remember. That's kind of where the conversation ended. It was just kind of like a check-in,
mm,
and I was still kind of in limbo as to who she was and who these other people were and what their relationship to me was. But yeah, it was a very, very confusing time, and I've never really had a desire to delve into it.
mhm,
And at a young age, that came from me not wanting to feel like I was disrespecting my mom in any way, because
mhm,
I felt like, oh, if I try to figure this out, how am I going to make the person that, dropped everything and decided to take me in feel? So,
mm,
while I never actually asked her about it, I just made that assumption and just didn't want to bother with it, didn't want to entertain it. Stayed in my lane, kept a lot of my emotions to myself about it because it never felt like a comfortable topic to bring up. Hey, by the way, who like so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And at that time, you already knew that you were adopted, right?
Yeah, I knew from my earliest memory that I was adopted because I remember leaving the orphanage and
Mm.
going with this person that I had met a couple times prior. And then, because the way it worked was they would kind of like give you like a test run. They would let you, get acquainted with the person that's going to adopt you, and
Okay.
then, or well, from her perspective, you choose a child, and then you get to know that child. You can take them home for the day, maybe spend the night, and then you kind of return them. It's like a library for
Okay.
yeah.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay. Make sure you stamp the card on the
Yeah,
way out.
well,
Yeah.
test your dream child.
Oh.
But yeah, anyway, I was lucky enough to be chosen by my mother, but at the time I had no idea what this process was.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember it, and it wasn't something that she could like lie to me about, not that she ever tried to.
Yeah.
But it was just, yeah, I went from one home to another,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that was just very jarring for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom made it so easy and so some like she made the transition so easy. Like she figured out who I was. She figured out what I liked, and she introduced me to that in abundance. And then she like just like really just became my superhero.
Hmm. Yeah, that's I can imagine that could be like a lot because coming from one place to another, and I have heard stories where like it's similar to the same process, but like a lot eventually maybe the kid may forget, or maybe parents may think like, oh, they're so young they won't remember, so I'm just going to tell them I'm their biological parent, and until something happens and it's like actually not the case. So I'm glad that like she didn't lie to you about it, but instead tried to make you feel very comfortable and at home.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to your likes, listen to you, get to know who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's really cool. How old was your mom when you met her?
I want to say she was in her 30s.
Okay, in her 30s. Okay, okay.
Yeah, probably early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so do you remember like the adjusting period at all to moving in, or kind of like how it was going to school? Like, were people asking you questions, or was it just like, unless it was brought up, then it just was kind of normal?
Yeah, I will say at a very young age, like that 3 to 4 year age range, it wasn't really something that I really thought about. It happened, and I really do thank my mom for that because she just made me feel at home. And
Yeah.
so while I did come from one place to another, yeah, the transition was just super smooth. She always showed me love, even as a single parent. She just found the time to always make sure that my needs were met and put me first in everything, and that was really awesome. When it came down to school, I went to pre-K. Uh,
Mhm.
I met my first friend James, and it was just like any standard kid going to pre-K for the first time. It was very, very, um, very easy for me. Um, Now, when we move into like elementary school, I do remember in like first and second grade where you would start to like actually start to question children, and
Mhm.
everybody would be like, "Oh, my mom does this, my dad does this, blah blah blah. Who are your parents?" Blah, blah, blah. And I could always reference my mom, but I never had a father figure, and so that
Mhm.
was one thing that always kind of like stood out. And then I do remember, I don't remember what age it was, but I do remember the topic of me being adopted being brought up within the classroom. And of course, it was cordial with the teacher there, and everybody was just kind of listening to each other's stories. But then
Mhm.
after that controlled environment was let up, and we would be like at recess or lunch or something like that, that
Mhm.
topic would come back up, and it was definitely something that other children will weaponize and use against me and try to make me feel bad about. And that's what made it really hard, and that's what um, got me thinking. And at such a young age, I would just be very confused about what I was feeling, and
Mhm.
um, it just had me like questioning, like, why didn't my parents love me,
Mhm.
and I don't even know who they are, that
Mhm.
type of deal, and that made it really tough. And I didn't really have anyone to talk about because it was such a touchy subject. So even like people that were that I did consider my friends,
Mhm.
they didn't really know how to approach me about it as I got older, because I kept pretty much the same friends from elementary school into middle school. So
Yeah.
those same friends, even though they knew this about me, um, they didn't know how to approach it, and they didn't know how to ask me about it. With and yeah, I didn't really have um, anything to say about it until I went to therapy finally, and that's where like my life just kind of like flipped itself over, and like I was able to like breathe. And it took a
Mhm.
while to get there, and I do encourage any and everybody to do therapy,
Yeah.
whether regardless of what you're going through in life. If you're on the up and up, or if you're just down and out,
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it, because even if you're on the up and up, it just helps you stay grounded.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear the last. No, you're fine. This is your interview. The more you talk, the more it's adding like color to your story. I'm pretty sure somebody out there can like definitely relate to you. And kids are assholes. They're
Oh
just,
my God, aren't they?
you know what I mean. I'm just like, oh my, and I love children. But I can imagine what some kids would say when you talked
Hmm.
about like them weaponizing the fact that like you're adopted and that whole thing. Um,
Yeah, it was literally, haha, you don't have parents, and it's just like, wow,
Whoa, wow,
like,
Jesus.
yeah, it's like, yeah, kids, kids are cruel.
You went to school in Baltimore?
I went to private school,
Oh,
so the
not
joke,
private
the
school.
jokes were, yeah, the jokes were harsher.
And we're going to therapy. We're learning how to process our feelings. We're learning how to communicate. Just basically like things in general, but and also to communicate your story because not everybody's family looks the same.
Hmm.
Um, and your family is a family, but it's just different than the kids around you. Um, what was the process like in making new friends and like kind of sharing that now that you have um, new 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 tools on your belt, if I'm making sense?
So the cool thing about my childhood, going from elementary to middle school, was that I did keep the same friends. Um, so Kendall, Danny, James,
Mhm.
Edgar, those guys that I still talk to today, um, made made that a lot easier for me,
Okay.
as far as like making friends.
Mhm.
And I mean, being adopted never interfered with my ability to make friends,
Okay.
um, because I would go to like summer camp and stuff like that. Those topics never really come up in places like that, unless
Yeah.
you wanted to. Um, and I was always very social, very outgoing. Um, Even though I always felt introverted, I just had that aspect about me about like when I would go out and be in a social setting, I didn't really have any sort of issue talking to people and making friends. Uh,
I looked at there's like a picture of I don't know if this is middle school or elementary school with you and Danny, and I'm just like he just looks like he's so outgoing. Like it just seems like mini like you now, but just in a mini version. Um very very like outspoken, outgoing, but like you had your core group of friends and
mm,
that was good enough.
it was,
Yeah.
and then and I would act out, but I didn't know why.
Mm.
Because I was very like outspoken, but it was also like it presented a harm to my learning because I would definitely try to like overcompensate
Mm.
in certain ways because
Oh, you had ADD. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was diagnosed I was diagnosed with ADD. So
Okay.
on top of me fighting with I had that, and I was diagnosed with that at a young age at Kennedy Krieger. And I do. I heard your episode about ADHD, and I thought that
Oh.
was really awesome. And I do encourage everyone to get tested because after you do, it's really easy to kind of manage it, and you can
Mm.
come up with systems and things that'll help you. So yeah, therapy, getting tested, figuring out what part of the spectrum you're on, and coming up with these formulas and things to help you navigate that. So, really great episode. I really love that episode, and yeah, I do encourage it. It's for the betterment of you. So take care of
Mhm.
yourself.
You were one of the people I asked like around the time that I was
Hmm.
diagnosed, which was last year. I'm like, what was the process like? And it was interesting because you were diagnosed as a kid versus
Hmm.
like me being diagnosed at like 29. I'm like, this is a completely different experience.
Hmm.
It's like you have all the systems and things in place, like you said, and you know how to like
Hmm.
navigate life a little smoother.
Yeah, another example of my mom being the superhero that she is. She just always wanted the best for me. Wanted to make sure that she was doing the best she could for me. Now, did
Mhm.
I always take advantage of that? No, because it didn't. It took me failing eighth grade to
Mhm.
really like it shook my world, and it really put a lot of perspective um, on the fact that I do need to take my education seriously. And watching my friends, Kendall, Danny, Edgar, James, move on without me, that's what really like set it set it off for me, and that made me dial in.
Mhm.
And yeah, going into high school, I mean, I killed eighth grade the second time around. Going into high school, I was like, all right, I gotta prove it to myself, to my
Mhm.
family, that like I can do this. So yeah, that getting tested, and once that event happened, it just really locked it in for me, and really, I mean, I don't remember what my GPA was, but I know it was over 3.0, and I used to be sitting at a cool two something back in
Mhm.
the back in the day, or just barely making it by. So um, yeah, that was very big for me.
During this time, as you're like going through all these like life changes, what is your relationship like with your mom?
I would say it's stronger than it's ever been, and it only gets stronger, especially with her being so instrumental in her grandkids' life.
Mhm.
Like I would always joke about it, but I mean, she seriously had Ven's 2026 Disney World plans already mapped out
I know
when
that's
he
right.
was in the womb. Like she's serious about them grandbabies,
Okay.
and yeah, like it makes us so much stronger, and I love it. I love her for it. It allows me and Jen to maintain a healthy relationship,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, every time they have a birthday party and I'm expecting to see babies' heads just so
Blow ups, yeah,
the
somewhere. Yeah,
and she's been doing that since birth.
handprints on the wall, footprints. Yeah.
Pictures, everything. She has
Hmm.
the cake ready. She's not playing around, okay?
But it's all the stuff that she used to do for me and my brother
Oh,
at
that's
such
so
a young age. She's just so, yeah, she's so giving, she's so loving. Like, like I couldn't have chose a better parent to adopt me. Like,
sweet. Yeah.
yeah.
So now we are in the stage of fatherhood. Um, and I've always wondered, um, when a person, like when an adoptee becomes a parent, what is that process like? Do like feelings come up for you? Is it just like normal? Like how did you feel when Jen told you like, hey, I'm pregnant?
It was definitely like eye opening
Mm-hmm.
and very, very jarring. It caught us off guard, but it is something that we had talked about prior.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that like we weren't ready and we were frantic, I mean, yeah, we were a little yeah, just caught by surprise, but also ready to talk about it and make the um proper moves and like really plan out what this meant for us, what this meant for our lives, and how we
Mm-hmm.
were going to go about it, especially with her family being in California and
Mm-hmm.
her only living here for uh, maybe 2 years.
Really? It was that short?
Hmm.
Whoa, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Why I thought it'd been like a couple of years and then boom.
yeah. No, we're only now on year 5.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I think no. Okay. So I think I met Jen technically like through games, like when you guys would play, when you guys be on live or whatever. I'd be like, hey.
Hmm.
And then I remember when she moved here, and seeing her in person. Um, and yeah, I first of all, she's like the one of the cutest pregnant people ever. I'm like, you're always so cute. Oh my gosh. Um, but like when your firstborn got here, what were some of the things that you wanted to instill in him that um, your parents instilled in you or your mom instilled in you, um, and what type of experience what type of experience did you want to provide for him, coming from the background that you come from?
So the first thing I wanted to do was take a step back and really think about what kind of father I wanted to be, because I
Mm-hmm.
know I do have the tendency to want to overcompensate, especially given my past.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to take a step back and realize that, his childhood isn't going to be like mine, especially from the ages of, 0 to 3. Like he's going
Mm-hmm.
to have a completely different upbringing than me because he's going to have two parents
Yeah.
and two biological parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take a step back and realize that, I don't need to do like anything extra. I just need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to share those moments. And yeah, I think that me falling back and taking that outlook and applying that really, really has seen us through the best and the worst of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's funny because they I mean, firstborn looks so much like you, and I feel like
It's
he also,
crazy.
he also it's like, does he have your personality as well?
It's so weird. And it's like you expect your kids to look like you, but like
I
when
know.
I glance at them and I just like some days I'll like look over and just get freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? It's me.
It's
Shit. Uh,
happy, you the pappy, okay? I'm just like, what in the world? Like, he is just, I mean, he's just adorable. But I'm like, this is what baby Alonzo looked like. Like,
Hmm.
just everything. And he's just so. I mean, he's a fan of Spider-Man. He's like, I'm Spider-Man. I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Flame On. That is not Spider-Man.
the flame on is
That's
crazy.
Fantastic Four. We were just talking about that. So, um, and
However,
then
we are still waiting on the DNA test for Psy. So no, I'm just
uh
playing. I'm
uh
just kidding.
uh. It looks like
Say,
you.
whose
He's
goddamn white baby is this?
That's what happens in black families. You get variations of skin tones, man. You know what I mean?
No, I love Psy. He's awesome, and his features are definitely coming out. And like,
Yeah.
there's no question that both of those big-headed children are mine. Um,
The fact that they're both walking and talking is like, what in the world? What is going on here?
it's yeah, it's awesome.
Will you eventually like sit down and have a talk with them about like your journey and um because I think that would be really cool for them to know. I mean, I'm pretty sure like your family doesn't hide it, but and they're what, 2 and 3, so
Hmm.
not yet, but once they get to an age where their thoughts are a little bit more colorful,
Hmm.
um, like will you talk to them about your journey and things of that nature?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I won't say that I have it mapped out like when I'm going to talk to them and how the conversation's going to go. I'm
Mhm.
sure it'll just happen naturally, and yeah, I'll be ready to talk to them when they're ready. Do I think that it'll have any sort of groundbreaking effects on how I'll raise them or how they see me? Doubt it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a cool thing to just uh, talk
They'll
about.
be like, wow, really?
Say, wow, you never really wanted to meet your parents, and I'll give the same answer I give everybody else. Not really, no.
That's so interesting. My grandfather had the same attitude towards his birth father, and I'm just like, I'm so nosy, you know what I mean? And then you meet people, they're like, I don't care. Like I'm fine with the life that I have now.
Yeah.
It kind of is what it is type thing.
Yeah, and I'm past the point of thinking that I'll be doing my mom a disservice
Yeah.
um, by trying to figure that out. But truthfully, like the same mentality I had as a kid, I kind of still have, which is like, I mean, if they didn't want me or bother to like introduce themselves to me like later down the road, then I mean, it, what difference does it make if I try to find them now? I don't know. And what purpose would it serve me?
Oh, I completely missed going back to the Facebook message that you received. So did anything come of that, or like,
No, no. I was
how
really hoping that it didn't, honestly.
yeah.
I I talked about it in therapy too, like back when it was fresher.
Mhm.
Um and truthfully, like it really wasn't it it wasn't that big a deal for me after the fact, just because I don't even remember it. Like it's so hard to
Yeah.
remember how that conversation went. I
Mhm.
would literally have to go back and look at the Facebook messages. But
Mhm.
yeah, I remember it like really shaking me the first time it happened. And
Yeah.
then after I'd like kind of accepted it, I was just like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, that's not the type of introduction that you want anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, hello, can you introduce yourself first before
Yeah, let's
like,
yeah.
excuse me?
Like you're an adult. I'm
You're an
13.
adult. I'm a child.
Yeah, like let's do a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. Not the best way. Not the best way at all to like introduce yourself to someone and like,
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
even think I told my mom about it. I was just so like,
shook. Yeah.
yeah, I really didn't know how to handle it because I was never taught how to process those specific emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it really caught me off guard, and I really didn't know how to react to it. And honestly, I'm thankful to myself uh, now that past me was able to just kind of see that and just let it go. And you know, Yeah, because I seriously doubt that that would have done anything for me, truthfully.
Yeah, it kind of, in a way, like with context, it was giving mess, like just the start of something messy.
Yeah,
Not, yeah,
exactly. Like how it came to be and like what it came afterwards. I just, yeah, I'm thankful that I just kind of let it go.
yeah. Um, I really appreciate this conversation. I appreciate like you taking the time to like be open about this again. Thank you for like even putting that disclaimer at the top. Like it doesn't have to be sensitive, especially if the person that you're talking to feels comfortable talking
Mhm.
about this. Um, I do have some questions, like fun questions, I guess.
Mhm. Let's
Okay.
hear them.
What are you tired of hearing whenever you tell people that you're adopted?
Um, oh my God, are you okay? Like, that's not literally what people say, but that's how I like. That's how I receive it because it's just like, dude, like, seriously, like
Yeah.
if you knew how tough my skin got from like being like literally made fun of because I was adopted, like, it's really just a question.
That's terrible. I'm sorry
Yeah,
that happened to you. I
and
wish
I
I
like,
could heads up.
yeah, and it's like the only other person that I know that is adopted that I have a relationship is my brother.
Yeah.
Um, so, and he's not the most vocal person in the world. It's really hard to like get him to talk about certain things or really anything because he's so closed off. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, I don't really know how other people. Um, am I curious about it? Not really. But I do encourage everybody with any sort of trauma that you know about to seek therapy. And I do want to just kind of go into something that my aunt um, presented to me. She actually works for Johns Hopkins in the field. Um, there is free therapy opportunities for adopted children. Um, Within Baltimore City and Baltimore County. It's called CASE. Um, and you can go to adoptionsupport.org.
Hmm.
And yeah, from my big age downward, there is there is free counseling, free therapy, in person or telehealth, um, for people that are adopted. So take advantage of it, please. Again, that's adoptionsupport.org. You can look it up. It's I feel like it'll be very useful, very useful tool because I know a lot of people get scared about looking for therapists, trying to figure out a therapist within their network because they think it's gonna be expensive, the whole deal. So I mean, if you're adopted and you want therapy, it's something that you're thinking about, I say do it. Check that link out and yeah, just work on bettering yourself.
You want to know something funny?
Mm.
I uh I was an intern at Case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sick.
So when you said that, I was like, I was gonna let him finish, but I was an intern there as a social
Nice.
intern. Yep. That's
Plug
why
it.
I know about all these terms and things of that nature. Because before
Mhm.
then, I'm like, you're supposed to say families of adoption or families of foster care and things of that nature. And yeah, I interned there and I learned so much.
Mhm.
Um, just about like the process and like the fact that there are free resources, and I will put the link in the description for people who are interested, even if you just want to know like some fun facts. That's a great resource, and I will also be talking to someone who I used to work who I'll be talking to someone who I think still works there, because he's also an adoptee, but he is a transracial adoptee, um, which is, I think, a different experience for sure.
Totally.
Yeah. Um, let me see. Let me see. Have you seen Annie?
About to piss me off.
Oh, I would. First
That's
of all,
actually that's
I would never
probably
ask anybody I don't know. I just know Alonzo that well that we can have this banter. But oh my god.
oh, that's hilarious because that was my favorite movie as a kid.
Oh, for
Uh,
man,
yeah,
yes, I love me some Annie. I like the 1999 version the best, honestly. And then second to that
mm.
is
I
the
didn't see the revamp.
you should
Um,
see it. Jamie Foxx was a good Daddy Warbucks.
okay, Daddy Warbucks. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
fuck with the Warbucks. Yeah, if it wasn't my mom, yeah, give me Warbucks, man. Fuck it. Yeah, the whole crew. Uh,
And I'm like,
uh,
Warbucks could have adopted all of them though. Like
he
hyper.
did
Oh, he did at the end.
in the original. They
Oh,
was all living in the house.
oh, which one you talking about? The one from like the 70s?
Sure. I don't
No,
know. Yeah, let me
I,
look it up. I don't know. Let's
I,
fact check this real quick.
yeah.
What Annie am I talking about? Chat GPT. No. When is this movie? 1982. With,
Oh yeah, I didn't really like that one because, I mean, it
oh, which
it's
one are you referring to?
the one in 1999.
99.
Mm-hmm. It was like it was on ABC. It was like a special.
I don't think it exists.
Google it. It
I
exists.
am. It does. It's not in the Annie pool. We got
Okay,
1982.
look up Annie 1990s.
The fact that I have to like put these kind of filters on it lets me know that this 1999.
I told you, I know my stuff.
No, wait, but this is the same thing.
I had it on VHS.
Was it Disney?
It went yeah, ABC, Disney, they're the same entity in my head. So, yeah, it was like it premiered on ABC, but it's a Disney film, but I had it on VHS. It went platinum in the household, okay?
Yeah, my memory of Annie is skewed. I have no idea.
I think it is too, because I think mine is too, because I'm like, did he do it at the end? Because I'm like, he could have afforded it, honestly. I
Whatever
felt
one I watched, they were all in the house in the mansion dancing around, and I'm
like
pretty sure that's the way it happened.
they weren't cleaning it, were they?
No, they.
They weren't the help, were they?
It's a hard knock.
For
Okay,
us.
this was 1982. Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. I think. Yeah, this is definitely the one I was thinking of. So, what's the difference between the 1982 one and
Well, the actors, let's start there. And then um whatchamacallit, the Daddy Warbucks love interest, she's a black woman. I keep forgetting her name, but she's like really popular in the theater community. That's when they started the DEI of it all, you know?
mm, mm. Fucking Annie. But yeah, no, that was one of my favorite movies growing up because it was the closest thing I could relate to.
Yeah. What other things brought you comfort as a youth?
Gaming for sure. Anime because it brought a lot of those similar upbringings, childhood
Mm-hmm.
things. Like I really resonated with Naruto when I watched it for the simple fact that yeah, he didn't have parents or anything or parents that he knew of, and he was just kind of like chucked into the system and was like told to figure it out, and people bullied him for the fact that I mean he had a cursed spirit in him. I didn't have that I know of, but yeah,
Is it a
I
cursed
mean,
spirit or is it a demon? Some people say demon, some people say cursed spirit.
um, demon, I guess. I don't remember. It was a tailed beast. That's what they referred to them as. It was this creature that terrorized the village. So I mean, understandable why you would hate the creature.
Yeah.
And it is kind of crazy to burden your child with sealing it inside of him, on top of being an orphan. That's crazy. So I'm
That is
like, damn, this nigga definitely has it harder than me. Um, so yeah, it was a cool watch as a kid. I would really resonate. And as much as I like the show, I told
mhm.
myself I didn't like Naruto. I like Sasuke. Sasuke is the coolest person in the world. But then I got older and I was like, oh wow, I really was Naruto. Um,
That's what happens.
yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens.
You try to be cool and then
Yep, try to be too cool. That's that overcompensation I talk about.
overcompensation. Hello, that's
Mm,
key. That's the key word.
hmm
Key words.
Yeah.
um okay, so I didn't know I knew that Naruto didn't know about his parents and stuff like that. I watch anime through like my sister,
hmm
honestly. Like she was really into that, like manga, all that stuff. I'm like,
hmm
that's interesting. And then you said gaming. Now um you're like a professional gamer. I would consider you to be at least, right?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, I've definitely gone to events and competed. So yeah, you could definitely consider me a professional gamer. Um,
Are you
yeah.
having any events coming up that you would like to share with the folks?
No, I've been really delving deep into fatherhood. So
Yeah.
that has taken up a lot of my time. I definitely stopped streaming around the time that then was born, just because it was just the way I like to stream and the way I like to parent.
Mm-hmm.
They can't really coexist. So I had to let one go, and the obvious choice was streaming. Now I am trying to slowly get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that being said, yeah, it's really hard to try to find a balance. I'm still like trying to find a schedule that would like match my work schedule, plus being a
Yeah.
dad, and then finding a way to stream. Streaming has become a lot harder because it's just a very saturated market now, and everybody's doing it. Everybody's got access to it. Back in the day, streaming was you could pretty much only stream if you bought the equipment to do so. Now you can just stream off your phone. So um, it was a lot easier to gain viewership and traction within the community, especially the anime community, which is where I found my the most of my success. Um, so yeah, don't have anything coming up to answer the question, but be on the lookout
Where can
because
they
I do.
find you?
You can find me on Twitch. I am gonna get my YouTube booted back up, try to edit some videos. Hollow Matrix is the handle. Uh, you can find everything through Twitch. Everything's linked. My Discord is open to any and everyone who wants to talk. I'm far from a perfect human being, but I am very, very great to talk to. So if you ever want to holler at me, chat it up. My Discord is accessible to the public, so feel free to do so.
We will provide a link in the description box.
I mean, we're not gonna link it, but if you want to go out of your way to join, it is accessible. Um,
Where would they find you, Alonzo? What is your
I
username?
said
Like,
it, Hello Matrix on Twitch.
oh, sorry.
See,
I
you
think.
weren't listening. Hopefully, the listeners were listening.
Ooh,
Mm,
ooh,
mm, and I don't.
oh. Um, I'm trying to think of something else, but
I'm
no, I'm
curious about your answers. How do you feel about like being a parent and taking care of your nieces and nephews?
I was like, what are you about to go into?
Not that you are a parent, but like, how would you feel about being a parent and like, you know, doing that vicariously through your nieces? Um,
Yeah, so for a while I was kind of, and this is when I was way younger. I was like, I don't know if I necessarily need to be a parent in order to like I don't know, in order to live this life that I've been given.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely do want to be a parent. I just need to be a parent with the right partner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's important. But
Very important.
due to my upbringing, I speak life into my nieces and my nephews, into my godchildren, like, into your children. I didn't want to say their
Right.
names at first because I was like, does he want to reveal that? But
That's fine.
but Vin and Sai, I speak life into them. I try to be like the fun aunt, but also I want them to know that like they have someone that's in their corner
Mm-hmm.
because when I was growing up, it was like very isolating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't feel like I had all the support, or I didn't feel like I had the space to talk about things because in my household, it was seen as ungrateful if you
Mm-hmm.
were like unhappy with something or like depressed. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you think that people just choose to wake up every day and be sad? No, like that's not how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I like I want to speak life into them. I can't stand when people are like, my kids are bad. Like, I can't stand that. I don't like that at all. Cause like, then like when your kids actually turn out bad, then you have no one to blame but yourself. Cause you're
How do you mean
speaking.
that, by the way? Like
Well,
when
when
you
people,
say, uh
oh no, go ahead.
I just say when people say their children are bad, are you mean like in the instance or just like in general? Like,
So I'll give you an example. I know someone who is just like, my kids are just terrible. They're bad. And they're literally not bad. Like they literally just act like kids. Like I don't know. I don't know if people don't read child development books. I don't know what's going on, but it's just like like people actually think that children, like some children are very malicious and they do things on purpose, but they're just testing their limits as like
Mhm.
human beings. Like this is their first time doing everything. And
Parents
not to say
that think
kids.
their children are being bad intentionally.
Yeah, like people, but like if your child's cutting up, your child's cutting up. That's
Hmm.
different. Or like if you, and then I also had an acquaintance that would be like, "Oh my, I know my kids are going to be bad," and it's like, how do you
Why would
know that?
you speak that into?
Yeah, why would you speak that into like
Hmm.
your future, child or whatever? Why, what is this? And
Hmm.
then, yeah, I think it's very important what you say to children because I know for me, I internalized a lot, and I know that children
Absolutely.
do that in general. And
Hmm.
so it just doesn't make sense to me why you would feed them negative messages. I mean, I'm talking about like how they act.
Hmm.
Um, uh, I've seen like parents talk badly about their child's hair, especially if they're black, and we talk about texture and there's texturism, all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta stop that. That's very strange and very weird. Um weird, real weird behavior as I
They're
like
putting
to
it
say.
on the child as if it's their fault.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
they
they're
chose.
Yeah, like they chose, but also like, everybody's hair texture is different. Please help your child embrace what they look like. Like
Mhm.
people are just, I don't understand why such and such has these insecurities. It's because you're giving it to them. Like
You're
you're handing
instilling
it.
them. Yeah, instilling it into them.
Yeah, and you're their parent or you're their community, and you're like kind of like their first bullies when you start doing stuff like that. Like I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that I don't like, I think we talked about this in terms of disciplining. Um, I don't think that you need to resort to physical violence when you're disciplining your children. Like, I just don't. Especially when they're like 1, 2, 3, like toddler age. Why are you beating up a toddler? Why are you? Why? No, but like for real. Why? Like,
No, that is some internal shit. Yeah, like
you know?
what happened to you that you are like straight up hitting this child? Now I will say, with my oldest, I do pop his fingers. He's 2, he's old enough
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like understand like certain things are bad, some things you just don't do.
yeah.
And like I see that pay off. when he does go to do something that he knows he's not supposed to, or if he's in the middle of doing something, and I go, do I need to pop your fingers? And he's
You
like,
said,
no. Yeah, but I feel like to go any further than that really doesn't drive any sort of point or message. It's
like the
just
belt is crazy. Like,
yeah, like I can't say that I'll ever like I I can recall my mom like giving me a whooping like one good time,
mm-hmm.
and to say I deserved it was probably an understatement.
Oh,
Um, yeah, because I was doing all types of dumb stuff, and yeah,
what were you doing, Alonzo?
just just not taking advantage of the tools that were just sitting
Stop
right
it.
in my lap. My mom would look at me and go like not verbally, but like I
Yeah.
could see it in her face and just go, "You idiot! Like what are you doing? Like you have you are so smart and you are so gifted and you are not applying yourself." And like I could always see that in her face. And from that point on, she never like really had to resort to getting physical with me ever again because it turned into a fear of being like hit into a
Mm-hmm.
fear of just like disappointing her and letting her down. And that's something that I just never wanted to do. And I feel like that's the best kind of discipline is instilling that into your child that like I really just don't want to disappoint you after everything that we've been through, everything that you
Yeah.
raised me to do, all this time and effort you put into molding this person. Like
Mm-hmm.
you better not be fucking up. Like you better get it together because
Not
I'll
on my
be
watch.
mad if I see you in jail or dead
Yeah.
or that type of deal. So
Yeah.
that's how I saw it. That's how I internalized it. That's how I plan on raising my children. Boys are a lot different than girls, especially growing up. There was a point in time where like I truly tested my mother and like I like buck back. I never put my hands on my mom, but I buck back as if I was going to do something. And she said, "Do it. You bad? Do it." And I said, "Oh, I'm not bad. I'm not bad."
I lied.
Yeah,
I lied.
yeah. And that all goes into how she raised me too, because I would never put my hands on a woman. Um, just out of respect and um, or anybody for that matter. Like I got into one physical altercation as a kid, um, and that was with one of my best friends to this day. I've never been like the type to get physical. I feel like you can just talk it out, and if you have issues, there's a very mature way of going about it. I never see the real reason to get violent, especially when you got two people like I said, the only physical altercation I got into with was one of my best friends,
Mm-hmm.
and we're both very capable of expressing ourselves and talking it out. So as long as you're talking to somebody that like isn't a um, Neanderthal.
Neanderthal.
Why is
Yeah.
that so hard?
I
Oh
don't
my
know
god, Neander.
who made that word.
Jesus.
A white man. Say,
Yeah, couldn't spell it. But yeah, no. As long as you're talking to somebody that is also willing to talk, then I mean, why not go that route? Why does it need to get physical? So I don't see the point in doing that with your child. You wouldn't hit the person standing in line. Oh, some people would. We've seen the Instagram reels, but just
what?
because somebody pissed you off or isn't doing what you want them to do doesn't mean you're gonna put your hands on them. So why are you
Right.
doing that to your child?
Yeah. And some people they're like, "Oh, I got beat all the time, and I'm okay." And I'm like, "You're actually not okay." Yeah. No shade, but you're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say to people, and I'm like, well, if you think you're fine, I mean, I can't argue with you. Uh, from over here, it doesn't look that way. It doesn't appear
Mm-hmm.
that way. But who are me? You know,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, get Dr. Seuss on them. I like it. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the cat in the hat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like it's stuff like that where I don't want to like pass down to someone who's small. And I don't know. I've experienced a lot and I've learned a lot. And I've also gone to therapy, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any child, or especially a child that's in my community, to go through the things that I've gone through, because I didn't necessarily have to go through those things, right? They make me who I am today. They inform my decisions going forward. Um, but yeah, I
Would you ever
think
adopt?
I have thought about it. Yeah, I have thought about it. I think I need to do more research on the process, because I've heard, there's the pros and the cons from
Mm.
adoption, and yeah, yeah. Because I don't want to treat a child like they're like a library card. Like they're a Birkin bag or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Keep the tag on them.
yeah, keep the. Um, yeah, I don't want it to look like that per se. Um,
Mm.
but definitely I definitely have considered it for sure.
Yeah.
And I've considered it with young children, but I've also considered like with older children too, because I
Mm-hmm.
know that the older that you get, the harder it is for you to be placed in a home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I've definitely thought about it. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about having my own, like, just naturally or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see where life takes me. Would you consider adoption?
Yeah. Yeah. I truly would. Um, yeah, to grant a child the same privilege that I got
Yeah.
of feelings like someone wants you.
Mm,
Yeah, I would absolutely give that to a child, and I probably would end up maybe doing an older child,
yeah.
um, just because I do have two of my own that I'm currently raising, and it is definitely not easy. Shout out to all the parents out there.
Flat out.
Yeah, it's not easy, and I don't think it's gonna get that much easier as they get older.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, just because of like how older children that are orphans are marketed, I
mm.
probably would try to aim for that and just try to help, because my experiences I feel like could definitely go a long way in a child's life that had that similar experience.
Yeah. That was lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, you guys,
Mm,
please check out adoptionsupport.org. Um, please follow Alonzo on all social media platforms. Show him some love on on the on the IG and
mm,
on the Twitch
mm,
of it all.
mm-hmm.
He's barely on IG, but show him on the
Yeah,
Discord.
IG probably won't work out that much.
It won't. It won't.
I lurk a lot on IG. I feel kind of creepy sometimes, just scrolling and then getting off the app, not really sharing anything. So yeah, don't follow me on IG. Truly, you
No,
won't get anything from it.
we won't link
However,
that. But we
um,
will link the gamer things and
yeah, if you are familiar with Twitch, my handle is Hollow Matrix, spelled exactly how it sounds. Um, my YouTube as well.
YouTube.
The Discord is always popping. We don't really have a filter, so be warned before you join. But it is open to the public, and we're a really cool group to talk to. We are always respectful while we do have some wild topics and uh, do share what is on our minds. We do always try to keep it respectful. So
Don't be
um,
weird.
yeah, just don't be weird. Just
Be
don't
weird.
be, because
Just
then we're
be.
gonna get weird, and it's gonna don't be weird.
I gotta send you some information too, because I don't know if you're interested, but there's like an anime club in Baltimore. I'm like, oh, I wonder if like Alonzo and the gang would be in.
See, I, as much as uh, yo, no shade to any listeners that like anime. Um, and I love what the anime community can be, but yeah, I've done my time. I've seen the sites. I've been to these events. I don't I don't mesh the best with all animators. But
Well, okay, we'll just cut that. But yes, so,
I'm sorry. Niggas weird, bro. And I say a lot because I'm weird, but like, goddamn.
different. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
there's levels.
There's a
And
level.
they be capping out.
Okay,
Yeah,
too much of it.
don't show up to the Discord in a furry suit. You will get flamed. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't.
I'm in here with that weird shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I need to join the Discord. I love a Discord.
Please do. I'll share the
Um.
link with you.
Thanks. Well, you guys, that is it. That is all for today. Um, if you have any comments, any questions, if you want to show love, please put it in the comment section of wherever you're listening to this podcast. And Alonzo, we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Is that another invite?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In the
So it went well?
future. We're ending this. Deuces.